All right. Welcome everyone to today's session. I'm just having some challenges with my network here. So let me see if I get it through. But welcome to today. So this is the fourth edition of our our career talks. This is the fourth edition we are having. And today we are looking at the roof, the roof of a career, the roof of a career. So, um, let me, let me see if I can get this through now. All right. Um, I don't know if this is obvious, but I hope that by the end of the workshop, you will come to realization of what we are talking about here. So I don't know when I say the roof, if it's obvious for you. All right. Anyway, that is what we are looking at today. And if you have followed us until now, you will see that this year, what we have done is to use the uh, building building framework to describe how our career um, can be systematically planned, developed, nurtured. It's not a thing by chance. You can't work on your career by chance. You can't work on your career by, well, what will happen will happen. No. So there is an intentional, systematic um process or processes that you need to take, and the building framework really captures how this can be thought through. So we have gone through the foundation, we have looked at the structures, and today we are looking at the roof, which we have two other editions or sessions ahead of that. Okay, so please take note of all this. Let me make my listing, and some of these are hidden so that you can see it. Okay, so um, you can see that in the building or in a house, the roof is the highest part of the building. We started by highlighting the need for a solid foundation. But the house is not complete just having a foundation. In fact, when the house is complete, regardless of how solid the foundation is, the foundation more or less becomes invisible. But the invisibility does not mean that it is not important. No, it has to be solid. Otherwise, sooner or later, you begin to realize the importance of the importance of the foundation. All right, you begin to realize the importance of the foundation. So, but when the building is completed, the foundation becomes what you begin to see more the structures, and as we are talking about today, the roof. So the roof is the highest part of the building, okay, and is the most visible part. And so if you are in a far distance, what you see first is the roof. In fact, if there are, let's say there are trees or there are green places or there are other things um, covering the building, you wouldn't see the building structure itself. What you see is just the roof. So the roof becomes an announcer of the building. It becomes what people see first to be attracted to the building. And the roof has several purposes beyond just giving you visibility to the building. All right? It's a cover for the house and protect its interior. All right? Its interior against unfavorable weather conditions. As we know, if it rains, it is the roof that will protect you. And it doesn't matter how powerful or how solid the structure or even the foundations are. No. Once there is no roof, you begin to see the manifestation of what can happen. So the roof is important to protect the interior of the house against unfavorable conditions, external unfavorable conditions. So it provides shelter and protection. It keeps the home safe and dry. All right. Yeah. It provides insulation as well, the source of insulation. And so the roof becomes so much of a contextual part. As we mentioned, other parts of the building as well also have their contextual relevance. For instance, in this part of the world, in Northern Europe, where the weather can be harshly cold during the winter. And so the houses are made with extra insulations that provides some level of warmth even during the winter. Some level of warmth even during the winter. And so the ingredients that are used to build the house here will not be the same used in building the house and in maybe more tropical conditions. Okay? So that is something with the roof. So in this part of the world, the roof is made in a way that it provides also insulation. So the roof we use here may not be exactly the type of roof that is used in more tropical conditions. Okay? Yes, for those who are in the marketing, housing marketing, the roof can raise the value of the house. And of course, it provides an aesthetic function. The roof is beautiful, all right? Most often we can use it to describe that the house is beautiful. Just by looking at it, oh wow, what a wonderfully designed roof. Beautiful roof. All right. And you may be wondering, why all this description? Well, you need to think about your career in this way. The first thing I've mentioned here is that the roof is the highest part of the building. The roof provides visibility. In career, I would say there are roofs. Let me use it that way. Or there are ingredients that form the roof of a career. And once those ingredients are missing, similarly, when the roof is missing in the house. There are things that will happen. Okay? So you have to take this session very, very serious. A house without a roof. A house without a roof will be catastrophic. It's just a matter of time. And depending on the weather, the season you are, just a matter of time. If you are in the rainy season, as you may have it in in uh, in in the tropical place, or you are in the winter season where you have the snow. So imagine a house without a roof. In fact, it is described that a house without a roof is incomplete. All right? A house without a roof is incomplete. A house without a roof is extremely vulnerable to several things. Weather, there's no protection from rain, there's no protection from snow, there's no protection from wind, there's no protection from extreme temperature. You expose the house to pests, you expose the house to structural damages, as you can see. Because when the rain starts coming, or when other weather conditions start coming upon the house, you begin to realize the importance of the roof. All right? You expose the house to moisture damages, mold growth, and potential safety and security issues. A house without a roof, you imagine how you are able to sleep here, have your rest here. Okay? So in a house and within the building framework we have been using here, you have a very solid foundation, you have a very solid structure, but you still need the roof. You still need the roof to make the house relevant, to make the house complete, to make the house livable, to make the house visible, to make the house what it actually needs to be. All right? This is important. So if you're thinking about your career, you should be thinking about your career roofs or your career roofs. Okay? I will stop here. I will come back because I don't want to give you the things now. I want you to go and think. Being in the academic context, or it may not even be academic context, you're a career person. All right, we have talked about the foundation, we have talked about the structure. I will send you out. I will send you out to the breakout session and put you in groups. And so in your group, I want you to list ingredients. You may call it ingredients, you may call it components, you may call them factors, you may call them whatsoever. Within your career, you believe represent a roof to your academic career. What are the things you think? And so as we have looked at this, what the roof does to the house, what are the things you think provide this covering as the house does? Okay? When you make your list, justify your list. And then you appoint one person from your group to come and present. Okay? So I will assign you automatically if you, for any reason, fall out. When you come back, just let me know the group you were, and I will send you. You can just write it on the text here. So please, I'll start counting now. The rooms are open now, and you can join if you want to take a picture of what is on the screen. But I want you to make a list. Make a list of what you believe can constitute the roof of your career and justify why you think they are. So when you come back, we hear from you. Have a good discussion. All right, let's see those who are presenting for the different groups. You can just raise your hand. So I invite group number 1. Who is presenting for group number 1? Group number 1. John, is it you? John Adoga. Is it you, John? You should unmute yourself and speak, please. I'll give you the right.
No, sorry, I'm for group number 2, not 1.
Group number 2. Who is going for group number 1, please? Oluwafemi, is it you? Oluwafemi, is it you? If it's you, unmute and speak, please.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Is it you?
In my group, yes, sir. Although we are yet to resolve when the time was up, but I will stand in for my group. In the group, we first of all consider what is the roof, what the roof implies, and we have it that the roof implies our career goal, the ultimate, and after identifying the roof, we now consider what are the ingredients that will help us to achieve the goal. And we talk about our qualification. We talk about our applications. We talk about collaborations. We talk about our heads and our net worth in terms of networking. And these are the things we itemize as the ingredients for that will be within the roof of our career. From there, we now talk about, in case there is threatening, we talk about protective, our performance, deliverable, how we are able to, how efficient we are in our place of work. We now have a kind of illustration that in case there is a threat to retrench, they will be looking about the performance, who are the assets, who are the liability. From there, they will lay off the liability and they will retain the asset. So from there, our performance and how efficient, how we are at place of work, we serve as our protective ingredient. And we talk about even impact in our environment, how impactful we are, our activity are within our colleagues. They recognize that we always look for their development. So these are the summary of what we consider in our group. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Group number 2.
Thank you, sir. John Adoga, representing group number 2. Ours wasn't too far from group 1 as well. We first acknowledge that career goals varies from career to career. So an academia career goal entirely different from a medical doctor's career goal, and so on. And as a result, the roof can vary from career to career. So a roof to a medical doctor or a medical doctor or a nurse or an engineer who is not in an academia, or a politician or an industrialist would definitely be different from what it implies to an academia. And then after acknowledging that, we look at rule, some factors or ingredients like collaboration, networking, joining a professional body, mentorship, continuous learning, updating with regards to trends in your area are some of the ingredients that can help polish, your roof to make your roof more protective. And those are some of the things we look at. And the reason why we talk about professional bodies now, for a medical practitioner, your license at times, if there are errors or mistakes at the course of your practice, the professional body covers you because they give you the license. As an academia, if you collaborate very well, you be able to bring out good research output that will be able to address some societal problem and keep you on top of your game. As a result, you will be more valuable to your research institute, as the case may be. Those are some of the things we consider.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Group number 2. Let's hear from group number 3 finally. Oluwa says something. Yeah, economic and please.
Group highlighted so many points. We started with we must have curiosity in order for us to be able to achieve excellence in our research. The second point is that there must be research excellence, that is, ability to conduct original research that can contribute meaningfully to the society in a different field. So then we must be able to have the skill to design our experiments in order for our experiment and research to come out fine. Then we also discuss there is need for academic networking and collaboration, as some of my colleagues have mentioned. We need to attend conferences, seminars, and workshops. There's no way we attend all these that will not get new ideas and innovation from different people. So we wish we contribute and boost our research. Then we also talk about resilience. There's need for resilience in the face of when we are having setbacks, criticism, or one obstacle. We need to continue. We don't need to be discouraged when we are having a setback. So there's need for us to continue so that we can achieve excellence in our research. Then there's need for integrity and ethical standard. When we are talking of integrity, we once talk about reproducibility of our work. Another person or a group of people should be able to reproduce exactly what we have done. So that's when we talk of integrity. Then there's need for international exposure. A tree does not make a forest. So when we get to new places of different cultural background or new people, we are able to gain from them. Different ideas, the way they see things might be different from the way we see things. So when we share from their experience, then we are good to go. Then there is a need for we must be able to balance our work life with our academics. So managing academics responsibility with our work life will go a long way. So all these are the points we discuss in our group when we're talking of roof to our research goals.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for those. I think the point to be made are not too far from what you have mentioned. Sorry, I just have to apologize. What I started struggling with when we started, my network is giving some issues. So some of my slides have not been able to sync with my presentation. So, but we'll come there. So as I mentioned, the roof of the house has its purpose. And that is where the topic of today was derived from, sheltering and protecting. So the career we enter as academics need to come to a point where you shelter and you protect your career. You have to shelter and you protect your career. I don't know. For me, I grew up having some experiences and contact with animals. You know, the hen, when they lay the eggs, you can see how protective it is to the eggs. Or when it hatches, what happens? It protects the young ones. All right? It protects it very, very carefully. And that is the same thing for you as an academic. You need to protect your career. And you need to know the rule of the game. How things work in this place. Otherwise, you begin to ask yourself, but what is happening? You know, I have gone to an institution, and this year is about when I finished my postdoc. I went to this institution. This year is about I think 12 years. I went to this institution, and I met somebody. I met somebody who was just 2 steps to become a professor. And I have left that institution. I've grown in my career. I've attained my professorship. But when I still look at this person is still at that same level the person was. The person was 12 years ago. All right? It appears that there's stagnation. Well, maybe in Africa they will say that your village people are doing some technological operation, remote control. But beyond that, I tell you that there are things you need to know, you need to organize, you need to put in place, you need to think about, you need to be intentional about, and put them in their place. And the roof of your career is one of those. Some of the things you have mentioned are important. You know, I say the roof is the most visible part of the house. It's the most visible part. It is what the outsiders see. It is what they see and they admire. They have not gone inside. They just see it. Oh, there's a building here. That building is beautiful. It's the most beautiful part. Regardless of the structure you have set up, regardless of the foundation, that is what people see first. And they are drawn closer. They are drawn closer. And in career, there are things that people see and they attract them. There are things that you need to put in place before you can move to the next level. If you understand what I mean. And there are things you cannot run away from. You can't run away from them. If you want to grow, and some of them are listed here, the list may not be exhaustive. Perhaps where you're working, there are other things that are there. Your publication record. Not only quantity, but as well as quality. Your grants. You know, money speaks. And I tell you, I have witnessed many things. Time will not permit me to tell you. I remember I went to this institution too. I was working there. And this guy finished his doctoral degree a year after me. I was doing my postdoc when he finished. All right? And he tried to, when he finished, try to get a permanent position when he finished. But they were dragging their legs. I had one idea with his supervisor. They applied to this European innovation grant at that time. So now, as he was trying to get position and they were dragging their legs, he applied to an external institution and there they gave him. But that was not his first choice, really. But because there was nothing here, at some time he had applied to this grant. And this grant was 30 million euros. As he was about leaving, the decision was made. And he was successful. My goodness. And this grant was the kind of grant that you can move. You can take it to wherever you're going. And this institution say, well, you know what we do? Do you know that this guy was giving, oh my goodness, he was giving, he was moved steps ahead. He was given a professorship. He was given a chair. Why? Because money speaks. Money speaks. In fact, money speaks louder than publications. As far as you're getting it in to the institution, it speaks. So your grants, the awards you get, internal awards, external awards, because of your work, because of your community service, the supervision and mentoring activities you engage in, and their quality, the teaching and the quality of your teaching, the collaborations you are involved in, the fruits of the collaboration, not just to collaborate, but there should be evidence that this collaboration is yielding fruits that are beneficial to the institution. You get what I'm saying? Yes. In fact, the root of your career is or are your productivity, your outcomes. Those are the things that shelter and protect your career. I like what group number 1 says, if I may paraphrase, when the storming days will come, when people need to be sacked. I've seen it happen in many places. I worked in many places where a time came due to financial pressure, some people needed to be laid off. If you go to the UK, I don't know whether they have stopped it, but it happened a lot. And some of my colleagues call me, they're offering us this amount if we can leave. But you see, there are those that they cannot sack. There are those that they'll say, we want you to stay here. What do you want? And I tell you, you may think, well, it's not happening where I am protected, but I tell you, you may want to change a place. You may want to go to another place. You may want to climb higher. And everybody has ambition of that. And the things that we speak are, what is it? What is your productivity level? What can we see and we admire? What describes your visibility? It's not how much you talk. It's not how much you write. It's not how much you go to this, from this social media to that social media. You see, when the time comes, you check your record. What have you done? What do you have? These are the things protect your career. You have heard the term publish or perish. All right? Publish or perish. Many people wait until it is time to go for promotion. And then they begin to scramble here and there. and they publish rubbish here, count the numbers, and then no. It may work where you are, but it may not work in other places where quality matters, impact matters. Well, I would like to be concluding, but one thing I want to tell you is that when you think about career, as I started before, your career, you need to think about it with intention. We have talked about foundation, we have talked about structures. We talked about different types of structures. You can go back to the previous session, look at what structures mean and what you need to do in your structure, because the roof has to stand on a structure. Without a structure, the roof cannot stand. And without a foundation, the structure cannot stand. And so, as the architect, as the building engineer, they plan, they draw. You entering the career, you need to think ahead. What is required of me? What will I do? And you begin to plan for your roof. The behavior people have that it is when you are going for promotion, you want to apply, you begin to scramble here and there, and then you want to publish or perish. I want to let you know that you can actually publish without perish. You can publish without perish. If your institution is the institution that does not pay too much attention to the grants and they evaluate you more of your publication, you can publish without, in fact, you can publish without pressure. And sometimes some people have asked me, oh, but how do you publish all this? You see, that question, it will take time to explain and for people to understand, because what happens is that if you understand what it takes to build a career, you know that there are things you need to set in place and they begin to yield their fruits. In ASFI, we have set things in place. Perhaps many of you have not understood why those things are there. We have created platforms where you can be and begin to develop your innovativeness and creativity that will begin to yield fruits after some time. You need to set those things in place. Your collaboration. There are rooms provided here for you to collaborate. Not just to collaborate and know people, but collaborate towards productivity. Okay? Collaborate towards productivity. If you want to publish papers, you can publish papers without too much stress. Not waiting only when the promotion is coming, then you begin to scramble here and there. No, you can do it without too much stress. And that is one of the reasons why we established the journal. The ASFI journal has different article types: original papers, reviews, systematic reviews, later to the editor, correspondences, opinions, perspectives, peace stories. On my mind, you see, if you know your goal, where you want to go, you can tap into those. Perhaps you don't have, your experiment has not yielded a result for original paper to be published. What if the process of doing that experience, you have come through different things that you think that, I think I need to tell this story. Yeah, we have few story. What have you observed here? Write it. It doesn't take too much. Write it. Because what happens is that when career progress is being evaluated, well, in most part of this world, what they do is not only the original papers you have published, they want to see how versatile you are. What type of scientific communication have you been engaged in? Have you written reviews? Have you written expert reviews? Have you written opinions? Have you written perspectives? Those things add color. And people can see that this person is very intentional. And this you can do gradually. You can do with your network. You can come up with idea. Oh, why don't we write a paper like this? It's one of the things we have done in SFI. In any course we do, most likely something will come out of that course for people to publish. Even though many people don't take it serious, these people will end up scrambling here and then when promotion comes. For instance, we'll have a course that ends tomorrow. Art of Academic Supervision. Those who are in that course will come out at least with 2 papers. Just sitting on that course will come out of 2 papers. And that's the same thing in many of our courses. Some of you, but why do we have to do this? What? My goodness. You see, your promotion may be in 2 years. I have something to share. The point I'm making this afternoon is that your career needs to have a roof, a protector, something that shelters it. And those are the output that come from the activities. And you see, when those output do not come, it doesn't matter what you do. What you'll be described is that you are not productive. And the system does not really like people who go about sharing flowers. The system is so much interested in those that have something that can be seen. Anywhere in the world, those that have something that can be seen. And you need to work on it intentionally. You need to work on it intentionally. And as you do that, you need to document it. You need to document what you're doing. Document it. Take a historical documentation of it. So that when the time comes, you can be able to say, or during this period, I published this number of papers, this number original papers, perspectives, opinion papers. I made this contribution. I supervised this number of students who graduated. Some of them have A's and B's and whatever. And I gave this number of talks at a conference and this and that. Document it. Document it. Be intentional to document what you're doing. I won this number of awards. I attended this number of conferences. Document it. Document your roof. Document your roof. And I have to remind you, a house without a roof, a career without a roof, a house without a roof is incomplete and is vulnerable to the bad times. It will be kicked out. Well, you may not be sacked, but things that you may not grow, may not be promoted. And you're there, you're complaining, you are comparing yourself. What have I done? Who have I offended? Why is my own like this? Be intentional. Because without your roof, your career can have structural damage. All right? When the extreme situations come, it is your roof that protects you. I will stop there. The next edition we are coming is the decorations. The decorations. But before that, 2 weeks from today, it's not next week. It's not next week. Usually we have the consultations. The consultations. You may have questions from what we have discussed today. But I'm doing this. How can I do that? How can I do that? We have a place where you can ask the questions, where we can interact, where we can help you plan. All right. We have an intensive course next week. So we have moved it from next week. It's coming on the 8th of August. 8th of August. So please join us for the career consultation part of today's presentation. So after that, in September, will be the 5th edition. We are looking at decorations. Okay, we have a seminar series. Sorry, because of the network issue, I couldn't bring up the flyer here. But we have our seminar series coming up on Sunday. This year, we have been looking at from collaboration to impact. And from January to June, we have looked at some fundamentals about collaboration. But from July, we are bringing colleagues from different places to come and tell us the story of their own club, how they have navigated the challenges they've had, So this Sunday, we are looking at experience from Pan-African collaborative perspective. So personal reflections. And I know that you have received those flyers. Please register and join us. I tell you, if you want to make a career that you look back, you see, and you're proud of, these are the interactions you need to engage in to fine-tune your thinking, and how you do things. Okay, we have the research funding and grant writing course also open for application. Please do that. And then we have ASFI research journal. I would like to invite you. Sorry, let me bring this up here from our website. Our annual conference has been announced. Beyond Boundaries. Registration is open. Abstract submission is open. The abstract submission is here. There is event registration here. So please take notes and make good use of. And the other announcement I need to make that I couldn't bring up here because of my network issue is that we have launched a program, SFI 510 program, which is targeting institutions, raising champions, research champions in 50 institutions across the five regions of Africa. If you want your institution to be part, then please talk to the institution leaders. Talk to them. Let them make the application. We'll make the selection. Don't say, well, I didn't know. Some institutions are already applying, and that is very good. If you want your institution to benefit from this, talk to them to make. It's an institutional application. It is not individual application. And I know individuals, we make the application for the institution, but there's a question there. Have you been mandated? We're still going to confirm that. If you feel it for your institution, we're still going to confirm because we will reach out to the institution to know if you have been mandated to do that. So the best way is talk to your institution, let the person who is responsible make the application. And I think next year, the part of it is free, totally free. It's one of our ways to support African science. So, colleagues, thank you for coming today. I'm sorry for taking your time. I had technical challenges, but I hope that you have been able to get one or two things when it comes to career roof, protecting and shaping your career. For those we see tomorrow, we see tomorrow. For those we see on Sunday, see you on Sunday. Thank you for coming. Have a good weekend. Rachel, you have a question or what? You can speak. You can unmute yourself and speak.
Good afternoon, Prof. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this insightful presentation and the opportunities. My question now is, how do we get our institution involved? I'm just hearing this for the first time, sir.
My goodness. Rachel, I know that you are in a 2001 platform in ASFI. You have to be reading our listing. But how to get your institution involved is the flyer. I think Dr. Ajibola will have to circulate it again, maybe today or tomorrow, whenever. But it's there in the flyer. So every institution has the administrative part, those who are responsible, maybe external communication or research and network or things like that. There must always be somebody who represents the institution in that capacity. So you can reach out to the person. Please look at this opportunity. I encourage you to apply, and then the person will apply on behalf of the institution.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, Prof.
Good evening.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you so much.